Welcome to the Infinite Game. Here are some things that I have learned on the journey that I think could be very beneficial for you. Use my mistakes to make better choices if you ever consider doing an Ironman at any point. The first thing, it's expensive. I did not know, I kind of had an idea, didn't know how expensive it was. Things that came up that I wasn't really expecting, transport of your bike. So if you're flying someplace, there are companies that will insure and transport your bike. It's a great value, but it's a cost because I'm doing a destination Ironman that I wasn't thinking about. But just regular costs, my bike was about $2,200. I'm staying in a hotel, I'm getting a flight, just bike maintenance and getting a bike fitted, things like that I did not know about. If you are interested in learning more about the expenses, definitely reach out and I can give you an extended list, but it does get pretty expensive. And I'm assuming that a lot of those costs are first year cost because I've never done one. Then I've learned about my time management and how to make it better. Definitely a positive, but I didn't realize there's that old adage that there's always someone busier who's doing more, right? Less time, who's doing more. And if I'm going me versus me, I definitely can see where I thought I was busy. And I've seen this a few times in my life, but I thought I was busy and then still added in probably 3 hours additional volume of training, still having to maintain and have a great relationship with my daughter. Still, some people, Jeff, think I don't have a real job, but for those who have real jobs, I could see that being a very difficult thing. If you have like a 9 to 5 or 8 to 6, whatever it is, I could see that being very difficult to fit all of this training volume in as well. So it's definitely taught me how to be very focused and very precise, much more precise when it comes to the time and where I spend it. Then I would say get a coach, especially in the areas you don't feel most comfortable. For me, it was definitely the bike and even more important, the swim, because what happened to me, especially in swimming, is I built up from probably about 1,200 meters to about 3,000. And at 3,000, I was like, man, this probably could get more effective. So now you've trained the wrong muscles and they have endurance, but you want to be efficient in the water and you want to be faster. So then you learn technique, but that technique is now starting at 3,000 meters, right? And you could go back, but that's not what I decided to do. I think having and finding a coach in the areas that you aren't super comfortable and doing that early on will really help the flow of your training, because I'm learning now how to swim better, and that's great, and I will be more efficient, but with a lot more volume than if I had learned early on. So an effective coach, if you can find one. Shout out to Trixie Goat. She's not who's training me or coaching me, but I've had the experience of meeting with her, and she's an awesome person to be around and has competed herself and coached tons of people. And then finally, the physique portion of it for me is I want to be an Ironman who's also strong AF, right? So I don't, they say an elite Ironman competitor is about 2.2 pounds per inch of height. For me, I'd have to be 149 pounds. I'm sitting at 167. I really don't want to go below 163, 160. So I'm gonna be beefy, I guess, as far as Ironman are concerned, but I wanna be able to do an Ironman and then still be able to lift, an extreme amount, 2 times body weight, deadlift and squat, and then 1.5 times bench. So yes, they are opposing, but that's what I want to do. So a major focus on food, on training, on the all-around training aspect has been very difficult, but something, again, like time management, that I've learned to control. I'm eating a lot of food. I'm training right now 2 times a week lifting, trying to get that to 3 to 4. And the idea of that is really just focus and attention to detail. I wouldn't get behind on it. I've seen myself a couple times not do my recovery, not get enough food in, and the body and endurance suffers, and so does your strength and your overall muscle. For me, this isn't just to look great, although honestly, I don't think I've looked much better ever in my life, but also perform well, and I'm really close to the problem. I mean, no, right now I'm definitely doing more volume and performing better than I ever have. Not all of my numbers, that's why I stuttered for a second. Not all of my numbers are my best, but overall, my fitness has never been better. So if you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them here. And I'd love to hear more about some of the things you're interested in about this journey, but the game continues. Be well.